Good morning, everybody. As mentioned, my name is Steve Baker, IT Director at DTE Energy, and I have the great pleasure of also serving as an elected official in the city of Berkeley, Michigan, which is a suburb just to the north. And so I greatly appreciate the value both from the infrastructure side as it pertains to energy sector, as well as the municipal sector. The kinds of problems that we face, the kinds of questions and challenges that arise are very similar in terms of providing services. Now, when I think about the theme for today's discussion here is around breaking down the silos. And one of the silos that we have is between, we are the ones between us and lunch. So hopefully you can make it through that silo one more time here for a few more minutes. Now at DTE Energy, we look at our work through our aspiration. And our aspiration is to be the best operated energy company in North America and to be a force for growth and prosperity in the communities where we live and where we serve. Now, I could spend a lot of time talking about the best operated part. We need to be a good energy company. We need to be reliable. You need to be able to count on us with affordable rates and reliable power, quick service, those kinds of things. That's important. But equally important to that is the way in which we can contribute to and give back to and be a part of the vibrant community. That's what we're here to talk about today. That's what I'm very happy to speak to of the work that we're doing at DTE to help break down different kinds of silos. So the first kind of silo that I'd like to talk about is our role in the city itself, our role in Detroit. So we have a series of buildings, a little campus, and our employees could drive in and do their thing and then go back home or something like that. And that's a successful model for a lot of folks. But we think there's so much more that we can and should do to help be a part of our neighborhood and a part of the city. If you're familiar with our campus, if you've had a chance to either see it as part of the press tour or one of the tours coming up after lunch, you'll see that we have our downtown facilities. We just recently acquired one of the buildings across the street, the Salvation Army building. And we saw that it was vacant, abandoned for many years, and we said, well, we can do something about this. This is literally just across the street from us. Let's buy this property, let's clean it up, renovate it, activate this, put it to use as an asset for the city. We thought that was great. We're on the process of doing that now. And we'll actually be taking occupancy of this before the end of the year to make it a viable part of our corporate family. And then over time, to release this or find a new way to work within the city itself. Now I mentioned another kind of silo is our employees and just feeling constrained or confined inside of our building. One of the things that we strive to do is provide them with ways to get out and about. So we partnered with the Zagster folks to provide us with bikes so we can ride around the city, get some lunch, see a little bit more than just the view out your window. And also a way to get us out is to bring food trucks. So everybody loves the food trucks around here. We have food trucks twice a month through the spring, summer, and early fall. Again, to get our employees out, to kind of break down that silo of just sitting at your desk and thinking about stuff, just to get out, interact with your colleagues, interact with neighbors, other companies, have their folks come and be a part of this as well. Another kind of silo that we break down is the way in which we have our role with the city itself, in the ways that we can help. So here we see Faye Nelson. She's the former president of the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, and she's now our president of the DTE Foundation and vice president of public affairs. And recently we had an opportunity to partner with the city to help out with the lighting authority. Now, of course, that I mentioned earlier with the energy company, we have an opportunity to help make sure that this infrastructure works right. All 88,000 of these streetlights need to be reliable and safe. That's something that we can do to help, and we're proud to be a part of this partnership. Another kind of silo that we can talk about is this notion of preserving our big data just for ourselves, right? We have all this information, we have this knowledge about our assets. In the field, we're a very capital-intensive business, so we have all this information about the state of our equipment, the state of our weather patterns and things like that. And there are others that can benefit from that, and we could benefit from them. So one of the things we did is formed a partnership with IBM to this thing called SERI, S-E-R-I, the Smarter Energy Research Institute. And that's a partnership with us, with IBM, with Alliander in the Netherlands, and Hydro-Quebec out of Canada, to share ideas, to share information, to share models, and to see how we can improve the industry, the state of the art in what we do. The specific thing that we focus on is around outage detection and prediction. And so we take some really complex weather models and harvest that big data through some complex analytics using, again, they have like 1,000 PhDs in IBM or something that are helping us with this. It's kind of cool. And looking at this along with the state of our assets. So we have a real interesting asset model so that we can predict not only where the weather events will be, but based on our information about the assets that we have, we can then stage the right kinds of equipment and the right kinds of crews to restore service that much quicker for our customers in a safe way for our employees. So another kind of silo that we want to talk about for just a moment is providing information access to our customers. So you may have heard about things called smart meters and that kind of stuff. So we're in the process of rolling out the smart meters, which give us operational efficiencies, but we think from a force for growth perspective, it really helps our customers understand better about their energy consumption, the kinds of things that they do, and the decisions that they make along the way in using energy at their home. We've recently rolled out a pioneering new application called DT Energy Insight. And the Energy Insight app provides real-time information to our customers so that they can see exactly what's going on in their home. We've done some other pretty cool features in there with gamification and statusing and communities and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But the silo that I'd like to talk about that we broke down here was the do-it-yourself silo. So we have an IT department with incredibly capable talent and a variety of skills, but we thought about, well, let's partner with this one. Let's reach out to the local area. We tried to strive for Michigan and Detroit region first to source our work for things like this, with some great partnerships with local talent and technology firms to help us develop this app and the related technology in order to make this happen. So that's another one of the silos that we're really proud to be able to tackle around just going it alone, doing your thing. We think there's a lot of value in learning and creativity and innovation in sharing and partnering with one another. Another kind of silo that we're taking down is leveraging the notion of just our own private assets for our own private use. And when we think about the equipment that's necessary to make these smart networks work, you know, that information that goes from your smart home, the meter reading and all that kind of stuff, it has to go somewhere. It has to travel through a network to get to someplace else so that it can be processed and analyzed and those kinds of things. Well, we could look at that asset as a fixed asset that we've put together, but we also think about it in terms of an opportunity to create a broader canvas, a broader landscape for us to help and learn and grow and share with one another. So this is a thing called the Tropos Network. You'll hear a little bit more about that from Russ in a few minutes. What I'd like to point out is the fact that this is a great opportunity for us. This is a great silo that we'd like to see what we can do with, to say, how could we leverage this thing? How could we leverage this for the notion of like first responders or something like that, to give other kinds of workers access to a connection, a network to help them do the kinds of things that they need to do and to share the kind of information that we want to share. So we think that that's an important part of something that we can work on and move forward with to help us with this kind of thing as well. The last kind of silo that I'd like to cover here is the notion of the smarter cities. We've read a lot about that. There's some tremendous material here and some very talented folks that have incredible stories to tell that are here in this room. I look forward to learning and listening to those folks the rest of today and tomorrow as well. And our small piece of that story is the kinds of things that we can do from a DT perspective with the electric system. We hinted at that a moment ago between the smart meters, the smart infrastructure, the kinds of things that we can put as part of our distribution network to help ensure that we know what's going on and we can help predict and restore more quickly the kinds of outages and assets that we need to manage. But we also see from the communication system and from the natural gas systems, because DT provides both electric and gas product offerings, to use these systems in new and interesting ways as the hub or as the connection to a smarter city, right? The collection of interconnected systems that can exchange information. So if we look at this canvas here between the transit systems, the security systems, the recycle and waste management systems, water and sewage, those kinds of things are all necessary networks that communicate information in order to provide products and services that we in the cities depend upon. What if those systems were smart and able to talk to one another, could exchange information, and we could learn from the collective, the gestalt of all of that? That's powerful stuff. And when we think about the kinds of partnerships that we can form and have formed and will continue to form, we think about the kinds of silos that we're looking to break down. We think about the ways that DTE can and should continue to be a force for growth, not only in Detroit, but in all of our service territories. We're real happy with what we've done. We've got a long way to go. We think from the efforts around helping with the city, the kinds of things that we do to encourage our employees to live, work, and play downtown, partner with other cities or other businesses within our city, There's a great road ahead for us. We're really proud to be a part of that. And to be here in Detroit is a tremendous gift for us. We're very thankful for that. And that's what I had to share.
Thanks, Steve.